Hi, I want to show you a couple things that will help you now that you are a supervisor for personal projects. So when you log into ManageBac, you want to go up to IB Manager and then go to the IB MYP class of 2018, Year 5, 10th grade. This is where you're going to find personal project. When you click on projects, it's going to show you your name up top and the students that you have assigned, and then as it goes down, it will have other people. I'm actually going to go into a file I created for myself to be able to show you what things look like as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read what they've written, and then I'm going to approve or not approve their topic. So if I look here, the topic is about sewing. They want to create an outfit to wear. They are saying that they perceive it as a personal and cultural expression. I think it fits. If I didn't, I would ask them what were their thoughts behind that, because they usually have a good explanation. They have an inquiry question that makes sense. And then in their criteria, they have a list of steps that they're going to take to get to the product, which is due about Thanksgiving. And then we'll worry about how they're going to get through the report, which is the scored part. But they've also gone back and given some dates. So they're setting timelines, which is a huge piece of criterion B, which is planning, that they have to be able to support and substantiate. So if your student that you're supervising doesn't have dates in here, ask them to do that while you're talking to them. Work through it a bit during your face-to-face interview. Now, I'm going to go ahead and save that, and then I'm going to scroll back up. Now, the student here, they can't see these tabs, only the teachers can. So you can't check this if they haven't. So remind them to go through and check the boxes that they can. You can see the date that these were checked because I was making a video for the students reminding them to check them. If it says everyone here and you realize one of your students has done that, but they forgot to check it, go ahead and check it for them, and then just send them a note and say, oh, I checked this off for you because I could. Next time, don't forget to check when you've updated some of your work. So I can go through and I can look at this. Now it says they have a process journal entry. So I'm going to come back over here, and that journal was to tell me a little bit about where they were. And here on October 7th, they said they set it up and they were going to research 3 things. I also see that there's an entry here. It's an image. It's supposed to be a Noodle Tool citation. And so that's why it's marked here. If they don't have 3 or 4 citations that you can see in there, ask them to show you when they come do the face-to-face. Now, once they've emailed you to set up the face-to-face, they should also check this box. When they meet with you, you're going to check this box. This is how the supervisors or the homeroom advisors are getting the grades for personal project on the progress report by looking at the number of checks. But I'll show you a little bit more of that in the future, but it's real important. Now, when your student comes to interview with you, you're going to click right here, and actually you want it to be an interview because it's the first one, and you're going to title it First Interview. Okay, it dates it. If for some reason you have to change the date or you forget, you don't have a chance to do it at that time, you can go back and put it in and put the date of the interview. What I do when I put my comments in is I go through and I ask them, tell me about your project. How are you doing? When do you think you're going to be done? What are some of the problems that you've encountered already? I jot some of it down. I also, if they have a laptop or a phone, ask them to take notes and add it to theirs as well. Because this is marked as an interview note, they won't see it. They only see any notes you put in there that are just a note that you saved to them. Okay, so I would type in some things about our conversation and put them here. They don't see it because if they're not doing their work and you're having to track them down and you're the one who's doing more of the work to get a conversation going between them, between the two of you, then you should make a note of it here, because hopefully that behavior changes in the course of personal project. So over the next couple months, you'll see that change where they're taking more ownership and responsibility. So we don't want them to see that yet because we don't want to scare them off, or we don't want them to stop working. We want to encourage them to keep going. And then here, I'm just going to put some random stuff on it. I'd save the note. We can see the note, but the student does not see the note here, and that's why it's marked interview. I can go back and edit if I need to, and if not, I don't have to worry about it, and this will become very important later on. And that's what you need to do when you meet with them the first time. And of course, I want to check that they're approved, they are on track. If I'm not sure, he gives a little icon. So let me show you what happens when that takes place. Now when I go back to their name, you're going to see that it's been approved and it's on target. If you don't want to use these little icons, then don't, if you're really bad about going in and checking, because they might wonder why they've done everything but they still have a red flag or an undetermined. But that's what you do just to keep track of a personal project. And those are the things that you would want to do. Make notes about your concerns or anything about their progress. And that's all for now.